So leading and managing. So the topic today, what we are going to discuss is leading and managing, as you've got the hint, right? We'll see leadership and management. We'll see what is leadership and management. Under that, what is leadership, what is management, the process of management, Mintzberg role of management, elements of management, authority, power, development of management and leadership theory. We're going to discuss. Just a second. Development of management and leadership theory. In that, Fayol's 5 functions of management, Taylor scientific management, Mayo human relations, Drucker, and the Mintzberg manager's role. Then in leadership, we're going to say about trade theory, Ashridge management college model, Blake and Moulton's managerial grade, Fiedler, and Adair action centered leadership. Very big chapter. Then Benny's theory, Hayfield's theory. All theories you're going to learn. First and foremost thing is, what is leadership? Leadership is the process of influencing others to work willingly towards goals. See, let's say there is a company, and this company has some individual who is the one who has started the company, who is leading from the front. So he is a big influencer because he has achieved many things, right, in that company. The biggest feat what he has achieved is he is able to run that company profitably, let's say, and also he is able, the thing, he is able to sustain that company. His policies and everything has worked out. And then like seeing him as a big achiever, people get influenced, right? So he can influence others. So leadership is a process of influencing others. Seeing him and drawing a kind of inspiration from him, the others would also work willingly towards goals. He is not forcing them to do, but people are getting inspired and influenced from him, and they are willing to work towards goals to the best of their capabilities, perhaps in a manner different to that which they would otherwise have chosen, right? So seeing him, everyone is on track. That's the thing, that's the charisma, that's the kind of motivation he's like people draw from him. And then that shows it's nothing but leadership. So leadership is the process of influencing others to work willingly towards the goals. What they would have not done, they are doing it on, they are doing the task with wholehearted and whole, like honest approach. That is what the leadership is all about. Okay, so a leader is someone who influences people to like work on and achieve their goals, which they would have not done, okay, if someone would have not been there to show them the path. That is what I can conclude, right? So a leader exercises acts of influence frequently and persistently. That's what he is, because he's continuously, he has also done and achieved that feat, and continuously people see him and see, you don't become successful because without hard work. Luck factor, all other factors are all right, but the people, we say that you are very lucky to get this. No person has got a lottery ticket and he has achieved everything in his life. Okay, through sheer hard work, people come up. You have to put your entire efforts to become successful. So then when someone has achieved that, they have all the means to share their experiences, and they can, and other people can get inspired from them, right? Now, key leadership skills include entrepreneurship, interpersonal skills, decision making and problem solving, time management and personal organization, and self development. Now, what is management? See, management is nothing but getting things done very efficiently and effectively. That's what the process of getting activities or things done, getting the activities of things done completely with efficiency and effectively with and through other people is management. So management is the process of getting activities completed efficiently and effectively with and through other people. That's what. Okay. Management is responsible for using the organization's resources to meet its goals. It is accountable to the owners, shareholders in business or government in public sector, because they have been given the opportunity to run the affairs of the company. So everyone will ask them what you have done. So because they're paid for that, and the owners appoint the managers in that business for what purpose? To get the things done or get the things done efficiently and effectively for what they are known to do. So henceforth, they are only accountable and they will only be asked any point of time. Now, an organization has been defined as a social arrangement. We have already discussed about organization, what it is, for the controlled performance of collective goals. This definition suggests the need for management. See, management organization is nothing but it's a social arrangement for the controlled performance of collective goals. Yeah, everyone is put into some path and shown a proper track, and they work collectively for common goals, that is organization. And there, to get all that done, what is required? Management. So objectives have to be set for the organization. Somebody has to monitor progress and results to ensure that objectives are met. Who will do that? Management. So first, objectives have to be set. Then somebody has to monitor the progress. Somebody has to communicate and sustain corporate values, ethics and operating principles. And somebody has to look after the interests of the organization's owners and stakeholders. All this will be done by the management, right? So you are there for the activity one. Please read this. So what is your opinion here, Tanya? John Paul, George, and Ringo set up business together as repairers of musical instruments. Each has contributed $5,000 as capital for the business. They are a bit uncertain as to how they should run the business, and when they discuss this in the pub, they decide that attention needs to be paid to planning what they do, reviewing what they do, and controlling what they do. So you are required to suggest two ways in which John, Paul, and George and Ringo can manage the business, assuming no other personnel are recruited. So what is that you are going to say? Read this properly.
Maybe they should be planning and yeah, making a plan. They should make a plan of what to do and how to do so that
Yeah.
they don't get confused and
No, like others should be recruited or not. That is what they're asking.
okay. Well, it
That's why I
depends,
said
na sir.
properly. You have to read this properly and then try to answer.
Okay.
What is your take
What-
on this? Just a second. Yeah, see, Paul, George, and Ringo, they want to set up business together as repairers of this. They contributed some capital as well. and they are like kind of uncertain as to how they should run the business, because they are new people, right? And they discuss this in pub and they decide that attention needs to be paid to planning what they do. Yes, because in the planning stage, if they go wrong, then and some reviewing what they do and controlling what they do. So they're asking like what they how they can manage the business assuming no other person are recruited. They should plan, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
They should plan. They should put things on paper. What everything they should record, and planning is important, and they should try to manage themselves. That's what manage is nothing but how effectively they can do the work, and they can divide the tasks amongst each other, and they can put their whole efforts into those tasks, and they can try to
And
manage.
maybe also they can take ideas from others,
They can
the
take
people
ideas
who
from,
are
yes, yes,
yours.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, from some experts they can take ideas.
yes,
Good.
sir.
Yeah, good. Next. Different organizations have different structures for carrying out management functions. For example, some organizations have separate strategic planning departments, others do not. In a private sector business, managers act ultimately on behalf of shareholders. In practical terms, shareholders rarely interfere, of course, as long as the business delivers profits year on year, because they are happy. Why will they kind of go and object? In a public sector organization, management acts on behalf of the government, because public sector is public's money and government's money. Like politicians in a democracy are in turn accountable to the electorate. That means they are supposed to give answers to the public. More of the objectives of a public sector organization might be set by the owners, that is government, rather than by the management. Yes. Government might also tell senior management to carry out certain policies or plans, thereby restricting management's discretion, because here everything is government deciding and they are just following that, right? So managers are not completely taking the decisions. What is the process of management? Mintzberg three key management roles: interpersonal, informational, decisional. Example: figurehead. Interpersonal is between two people in the company. Informational, communication, and decision, resource allocator, the one who is going to decide and provide the resources, right? So in management, some in management, what are the most important roles to be seen is: someone is going to take the initiative, communication should be intact, and also allocation of resources. Elements of management: a manager is an integral part of the organization structure and therefore has authority, the right to do something; responsibility, obligation to get something done; accountability, readiness to accept responsibility, judgment by others; power, ability to do something. So these are the four important elements what a manager should have. Okay, they should have the authority, they should have the responsibility, that means right to do something, and obligation to get something done. Then accept the response, readiness to accept response, they should be taking the responsibility for whatever they're doing, and also power, ability to do something. Delegation, they will be assigning tasks to their subordinates as well. Enables management to allocate responsibility not to subordinates whilst retaining overall accountability. It is the role of the manager to take responsibility and organize people to get things done. This involves the use of authority and power, and implies a hierarchy in which power is delegated downwards while accountability is rendered upwards. That's what. So they will be giving the tasks to their subordinates, but they will like they, because they have the authority to do and they have the power to get the things done. Okay. And see, the role of the manager takes the responsibility. They'll organize people and get the things done, and they use their authority. They have the power, and they have also their subordinates to whom they can assign tasks. Okay, and these elements are important, and they do everything with accountability, and they take up the things. And we need to go into these in more detail in the following sections. Make sure you understand the concepts and not differentiate between them. So we will put some light on some of the elements in this, that is authority and then responsibility. Okay, just a second. Authority, the right to do something in an organization. It is the right of a manager to require a subordinate to do something in order to achieve the goals of the organization. So that is nothing but the authority, right to do something in an organization. Okay, and it is a right of the manager to require a subordinate to do something in order to achieve the goals of the organization. So so the right to do something in an organization, it is the right of a manager to require the subordinate to do something in order to achieve goals of the organization. Yes, they will be getting the things done, right? So a person's or office authority can come from a variety of sources, including from above supervisors. Supervisors are there, right? They will be having some people under them, or below in the position is elected. Managerial authority thus has three aspects. Making decisions within the scope of one's own managerial authority, assigning tasks to subordinates, expecting and requiring satisfactory performance of these tasks by subordinates. Weber 1947 put the kind of authority to see in organizations into a wider context, proposing that there were three ways in which people would acquire legitimate power or authority. Basis of authority, Max Weber, charismatic, traditional, rational, legal. See, charismatic is nothing but that comes from the personality of a leader and their ability to inspire devotion through, for example, sanctity, heroism. That means they should be very pure and someone should be very devoted. So people get inspired. Traditional authority tests on established belief in importance of immemorial tradition and the status it confers. Rational legal authority arises from the working of accepted normative rules such as are found in the organizations and democratic government. So all these are very important things. One is charismatic, one is traditionally someone having authority. So and then rational or legal arises from working of accepted normative rules. That means which are norms such as are found in organizations and democratic governments. Responsibility and accountability. See, we already discussed responsibility is someone taking the charge that yeah, this is done, whatever is done, I am the one who is going to accept, right? Accountability, responsibility is nothing but yeah, trying like responsibility is a liability of a person to discharge duties. Yeah, that's what. Sorry, accountability is nothing but accepting whatever has been done under them. Okay. Delegation we have already discussed, giving the task to the subordinates. Okay. And under delegation, what comes? Training, motivation, assessment, decision. So subordinates are trained. That gives them an experience to perform certain tasks. Motivation. Hesberg found that responsibility was an important factor in job satisfaction and motivation. And assessment. Subordinates' performance in relation to delegated responsibility can be used as a measure of their need for further training and experience and their readiness for promotion. Assessment is important, right? How they're performing. And decisions. Delegation brings decisions closer to situations that require them, potentially improving them by having them made by those with most knowledge of the problems and factors involved. So experience, with experience, decisions can be taken, right? So there is a, you have a large complex spreadsheet which requires a large amount of data to be manually put into spreadsheet on a monthly basis. Suggest three reasons why you may not want to delegate this piece of work. Why we not? Because if it is doable, we can do it, right? If it's a small task, can be done, why will we delegate? And if we find that others are not capable of doing it, we will not delegate, right? We will do ourselves. So there can be some good reasons you can write.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just go for this real life example and tell me what is happening here.
I've gone through it, sir.
Yeah, what's that saying?
Firstly, he gave example of Alexander the Great, and that he was able to motivate his army through his actions and behavior. And then
Sorry, sorry,
he,
sorry. Please, once again. Yeah.
firstly, he gave example of the Alexander the Great, that he was personally able to motivate his army through his actions and behavior, and that his men trusted him and supported him. And then it was,
Yeah, Alexander the Great was, yes, one of the, yes, understood.
and also he gave example of Queen Elizabeth, that she became the head of the United Kingdom at such young age because she was the eldest daughter.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, these are the
The
examples of leaders, right?
yes, sir. And So right, in the last para they said that the government, if they lack the power to influence the people, they have to use intimidation or coercion.
That's not good, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now we have, okay, we will finish till here. Then from third topic, we'll start tomorrow. How many topics are there in this chapter? How many topics are there? Topic numbers. Now you have just one or two very big chapters, rest are small. Okay, I think this has like 4 topics only. Today we'll do till topic 2, then tomorrow third and fourth will finish.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, chapter 12 will be done. We'll be having just 7 chapters to finish. 10 days max to max done with BT. Then only your revision, that's it. Yeah. Power. Power is distinct from authority, but it is often associated with it. Of course, without power, you cannot show your authority, right? So, authority, these are, very synonymical kind of things. Without power gives you the authority. Okay. Authority gives you the power. So, while authority is the right to do something, power is ability to do it. This is the right because you have been given that position. Okay. But power is whether you can do it or not. So like if I give you the authority to do something, but if you don't, if you are not capable or able to do that, then how? So authority is given to those who are capable or able to do that. So in companies generally, what you have the right to do, okay, is authority, but ability to do is power. So sources of power, French and Raven. Physical power, like superior force, like muscular power. Resource power, that means you can control over resources which are valued by the individual or group. Then coercive power, the power based on fear of punishment. Reward power, this is related to resource power. Senior managers may have the power to grant pay increases to subordinates. They can do that, right? And position power, legitimate power, generally in job. Expert power, you have some expertise knowledge, so you have ability to answer to the questions. Referent power, this power lies in personal qualities of individual. Negative power, this is the use of disruptive attitudes and behavior to stop things from happening. Someone uses this power, they don't want you to do certain tasks, they disrupt you, right? What kind of power is used by manager who promises a pay increase if productivity rises? Can I say reward power? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we will start this tomorrow's class, Tanya. Okay? We'll
Okay,
wind up
sir.
this chapter. Yeah, thank you.